Hello, everyone. I should also say, Minasan konnichiwa. Hello from Onomichi, Hiroshima. I started this game late, started calling this game late, primarily because I was trying to get some software installed. There were two things that I was trying to do. One was use a software that allowed me to put an overlay on the screen so you could see the updated score. And also there are some software that softwares that apparently can put not just the scores on the screen, but I can change it and add, if I want, I can add where the players are on the field, how many outs and strikes and balls there are. And I thought this would be very good. And that way I can just move my image to a small corner of the screen. And then the rest of the screen, I can have some information like who's batting and what the count is and all of that good stuff. But the game had already started. And right now the game is, let's see here. The game is already going. It started roughly 20 minutes ago. And so I'm missing part of it. I've missed part of it. It's been going in the background, but I got started late because I was trying to get all this stuff activated first. But I didn't even have time to go grab me something to drink. I do have some coffee right here, so I can just put that in. But right now, let me tell you what's going on. We are in the second inning. It's the bottom of the second inning already, and the score is 0-0. The inning just started. We've got two straight balls from the Dragons pitcher. I don't even know who's pitching right now. I need to pull up this information on my screen here so I can update you. Give me one moment. My screen is going crazy right now. I'm just trying to arrange my screens so I can. And now everything just is just freezing, completely freezing. I'm not really sure what's going on there. For some reason, the screen just completely froze, but it looks like it was a hit just now. Watch the replay. Yep, it looks like a hit into left field, a little line drive. Okay, great. So the Carp have a leadoff batter on first base with no outs. That's excellent. And number 52 is up to bat. And I will, let me pull up my stats. So I can tell you who's batting right now. This is Shota Sukane, and he drops, as soon as I mention his name, he gets a base hit into left field. So we got two singles into left field back to back by Kaito Kozuno and Shota Sukane, the third baseman and left fielder for the Carp. This is excellent. I haven't seen them get some good opportunities early in the game recently to get some points on the board. And they have two runners on first and second base with no outs in the bottom of the second. And it should be Sakakura Shogo coming up, number 31. Yes, that's right, the first baseman. He's a left-handed batter. Here comes the first pitch. Little low, ball one. That was close, but the umpire didn't like it. Trying to figure out who the pitcher is for the Dragons right now because I still don't know, but I'll be able to tell you in just a moment. I'll look it up. Number 17, Yuya Yanagi. Yanagi has given up 2 hits in this inning, but last inning, nothing significant happened. He didn't give up any hits. Different story now. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. Ooh, swing and a miss on Sakakura. Count is now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Oh, he took him down to his knee on that pitch. He completely missed it. He took a big swipe, but he missed it. Here comes the pitch. Right down the middle, and he made contact, but it's not going to go very deep, so likely there's not going to be a tag, and there's not. Runners stay at first and second, 1 out. That will bring up Yano. Masaya Yano. They just showed some highlights of him getting a few little singles, a few little hits this season. I remember last week he had a play which was a terrible play that caused a runner to get on it at first and extend the inning, but then he had a great play right after that to end the inning, so he made up for it. It's kind of funny. The first pitch is looks like a curveball, and strike 1 on Yano. He gets set. Pitcher sets up. Here comes the second pitch. Ooh, a little outside and high. That will be ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Yano. I want to double check, make sure I've got some audio running here. Third pitch is a little out. That's going to be ball 2. Third pitch is a little out. That's going to be ball 2. Third pitch is a little out. That's going to be ball 2. Third pitch is a little out. That's going to be ball 2. Third pitch is a little out. Oops. Sorry about that. Okay, it looks like that's going to be a double play ball, and it is. Grounds into a double play, and just like that, just as fast as they set up an opportunity for some runs, they give it up. And we're going to go into the top of the 3rd inning with the Dragons coming up to bat. I believe coming up in the bottom of the Dragons order, we have Yasuhiro Yamamoto, the second baseman, followed by Yuya Yanagi, the pitcher, and then Takuma Kato, the catcher. And I'll be back with you in just a moment. I'm going to pour myself some coffee. Kohi. Okay, everybody, welcome back. Sorry about that. I'm just trying to get my screens lined up. Still trying to work out how to do the live streaming thing really well so that it's most enjoyable for everybody who's watching, and I can give the most information possible and put some more stuff on the screen. Right now, there's not a whole lot I can actually put up there because I can't do overlays. But we've got the top of the third inning, and right now we've got at pitching for the Carp is Arin Kuri, and Kuri just tosses his fourth pitch to, I believe, Yamamoto. That's right, Yasuhiro Yamamoto, the second baseman for the Dragons. The count is 1-2 strikes. The last pitch was a foul ball. Took a swipe at it, but it was fouled away into the crowd. Here comes the next pitch. Ooh, he swings again, but he's unable to make contact. Kuri strikes him out, and that will be one away here in the top of the third. It was a really nice looking pitch. Looked like a kind of a split finger. Kuri is a right-handed pitcher, and that split finger, as it came in, it looked like it was going to go right down the middle, but it kind of dropped and went inside, and Yamamoto just wasn't able to connect. Yanagi, the pitcher, is up to bat. He just took his first pitch, which is a strike. So first pitch is a strike. Here comes the second pitch. Big curveball dropped. Bottom just kind of fell out of that. Yanagi chased it. Strike two. Yanagi's got a serious look on his face. Let's see if he can do anything here. Or, let's see. No. Kuri isn't able to get him to bite on that outside pitch. So it's 1-2 strikes. Here comes Kuri's next pitch. Oh, got him again on that same style curveball where the bottom just fell out. It looks like that is Yanagi's, I guess you could call it Achilles heel, is that curveball, because he just took a big swipe at it and struck out. That's 2 strikeouts in a row for Kuri. Go back and look at his stats right quick. Let's just see what he's got. Well, they just moved into the next batter really quick. That was fast before I could even check these stats. First pitch is a strike, called strike on the catcher, Takuma Kato. Here comes the second pitch. Nice curveball, but he fouls that one off. That looks like the one that that Kuri tossed to Yanagi, but Kato was at least able to get his bat on it. However, he fouled it away for strike two. Pitcher set, and here comes the third pitch. Takes another swipe at it, but he can't straighten out, so the count remains no balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Hopefully I can start getting to some of these games. It would be really nice to actually be live at the game. It would be pretty cool. Here comes the next pitch. Another lollipop curve right in there. He knew it was a strike too. What a beautiful pitch that was. Kuri tossed another big, giant curveball right down the middle, except this one just went straight in there for a strike. Kato was frozen. He didn't even attempt to swing at it, and he struck out looking. So Kuri walks away from the third inning, the bottom of the third, with 3 straight strikeouts. And that's 4 already. Kuri has 4 strikeouts in the first 3 innings. Pretty nice. So pitching looking pretty good for the Carp so far. They haven't given up a single hit to the Dragons in 3 innings. So over 3 innings, at the end of 3 innings, we have Hiroshima Carp 0, Chunichi Dragons 0. The Carp have 2 hits, which they got last inning, and the Dragons have none. Base on balls. Kuri has allowed one walk, and Yanagi has not walked anybody. Yanagi is back on the mound warming up for the top of the... I'm sorry, the middle. I was speaking about this like it was the end of the third. I'm sorry, it's the middle of the third. Hiroshima is about to bat. And Yanagi, the pitcher for the Dragons, he has 2 strikeouts so far. And although he has given up 2 hits, the Carp, unfortunately, were not able to do anything with it. They got some beautiful shots right now. If anyone's watching the broadcast on TV, which if you were, I don't know why you'd be listening to me, but they're showing some beautiful outside shots of Mazda Zoom Zoom Stadium. Got a lot of nice flowers out there in the front. All right. Yanagi is on the mound. He's setting up, ready to deliver the first pitch. The first pitch is coming to Aizawa. Tsubasa Aizawa, the catcher for the Carp. Aizawa takes strike 1. The count is 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Second pitch is dropped right in there. He takes a swipe at it, but the center fielder is going to get there and put an end to that. Just like that. The Carp have 1 out against them here in the bottom of the third. That was a very low pitch. It could have been a nice one to get a single on, but he just got too far under it. And Aizawa, just lifted it up out into center field and flew out. Here comes the pitch to Kuri, the pitcher. He takes a ball outside and gets ready for the next pitch. Here's the delivery. That's one of those pitches you just know is should have swung. He was straight down the middle fastball. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the third pitch. Pitcher backs off. Yanagi steps off the rubber. Now he's back on. He's getting ready to deliver. Here it comes. Third pitch. Ooh, another strike right down the middle. 142 kilometers an hour. Here's the next pitch. No curveball. Kuri knocks it down to the first base line, but Yanagi is there to cover the base and toss it over for out number 2. At least he's got his bat on it. Didn't get around fast. Little late on the swing, but made contact. 2 outs. Top of the order's coming up for the Carp. Akiyama Shogo, the center fielder. So far, he is 0 for 1. Left-handed batter. He steps in, stretches, gets set. Here comes the pitch. Little low and inside. Ball 1. Here comes the second pitch. Right in there. Just cruises in there for a strike. He takes strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Akiyama. Here comes the third pitch. Little outside. It looked like it was going to curve and come back in, but it just kept drifting and it went high and outside. So ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike on Akiyama. Here's Yanagi's fourth pitch. He sets. Here's the delivery. Little low. That wasn't just a little low. That went way down. Akiyama took a big hack at it, but he got nothing but air as that ball went in the dirt. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. That was a good looking pitch right down the middle. And it was decent contact by Akiyama, but it was a little late on the swing and not a very hard swing. So the left fielder is able to easily get under that one for the third out. And that is the actual end of the third inning. I don't know why earlier I kept saying it was the end of the third. Man, they've got a lot of people out there cleaning the dirt and moving it around. I don't get to see a lot of this kind of action in between innings in an MLB game, like a Major League Baseball game in the U.S. Them running out and cleaning the field and making it nice in between innings. If they do that, I don't really get to see it because they generally don't show that. But being in Japan, as I am, I don't get to watch many of these games. I get to watch Astros highlights. For those of you who know anything about the Major League in the U.S., I'm sure that you either know about Ohtani or you like him or you're a big fan of Ohtani, but I can't stand the Dodgers for various reasons. And because of that, I won't ever root for Ohtani while he's playing with the Dodgers. But I wish Ohtani well, as long as he's, not gambling. If he's not gambling, then all good. But as far as my favorite team, I like the Astros. I love Jose Altuve, who is a very great inspirational story, I think. He's just, for such a small guy, to have so much power and to be such an inspiration is really great. But here we go. Top of the fourth. First pitch from Kuri is a little outside for ball one. So, who do we have batting now? Okabayashi? Yeah, that's right. Yuki Okabayashi hacks that and fouls it up. The catcher is back, and he makes the catch. So Aizawa is able to make the catch on the foul ball from Okabayashi for the first out of the inning, an easy out after just 2 pitches. It would be nice if they could do that for each of these batters. Keep pitch count low for Kuri, get him out of the inning. Next batter is Oshima Yohei. Here comes the first pitch, right down the middle. Little slider, looks like 129 miles per hour. Not 129 miles per hour, 129 kilometers per hour. Here comes the second pitch. Similar pitch, just a bit outside. Ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Next pitch is a little high and outside. It's going to be ball 2. Ball 2, and see, we got 2 balls, 1 strike. Looks like we got somebody in the chat here. Let me minimize this so I can take a look. Next pitch is he's swinging. Oh, that was a good play. On that pitch, there was a little hit down the first baseline, but the first baseman was able to snag it, toss it to Kuri, who hustled over and stepped on first base for the out. So that's 2 down. This is a pretty good inning so far for Kuri. He's only had to pitch about 5 balls, about 4 or 5 pitches, and already has 2 outs. So if he's able to duplicate that here on the third batter, that'd be very good for him. Save some energy. This is Orlando Calixte. He takes the first pitch, which is a little bit of a curve outside, ball 1. I'm not sure where Orlando is from. He's not Japanese. He takes another pitch a little outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Cudi pitching to Orlando. And here comes the next pitch. Oh, right down the middle. Orlando takes a swing at it, fouls it off into the right side, off into the crowd. Strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike on Khalid Day. Here's my chat. There it is. Next pitch. Oh, this one Khalid Day gets a hold of and hits a grounder in between the third baseman and the shortstop. He's going to have a single. So much for that short inning for Cudi. And he gives up his first hit of the game. It would have been nice to get through 4 innings without a hit. That would have been really great. But Khalid Day was able to break that just now. Now the Dragons have 1 runner on first base with 2 outs. And who do they have up next? Seiya Hosokawa. I hear that name Seiya and I think of Suzuki Seiya, who used to be with the Carp. I think he's still with the Cubs right now in the U.S. First pitch is a ball. Pitcher gets set. Cudi with the next pitch. Nice curveball right down the middle. Strike 1. Looked like he was taking that pitch all the way. 1 ball, 1 strike to Hosokawa. Hosokawa, he walked in his last at bat. Oh, he gets hit by Cudi right in the back, right in the lower back. That one went straight for him. So Hosokawa starts the game off with a walk, and now he walks again on a hit by pitch. It's unfortunate. So just like that, Cudi gets himself into a little trouble. It goes from 2 outs, no men on, to 2 men on with a hit batter and a hit given up. Manager has come out to talk with him. Kikuchara. They talk with him briefly and head back to the dugout. Probably just want to try to calm him down a little bit, help him get focused. Okay. Here we are, the top of the 4th. 2 runners on, 2 outs. Sho Nakata is at the bat, the second baseman. Here comes the pitch. Very first pitch right down the middle. He swings, but it's going to go straight to the center fielder for the final out of the inning. And just like that, they shut it down. Okay, that could have been a little bad. They could have given up a couple of runs there. But what started off as a good inning became kind of bad. But thankfully, they were able to get out of it with the fly ball. So all's good. Hopefully after that, Cudi will calm down just a little bit. I'm going to type a a note in the chat for everyone. It's basically going to let you know that I've got another channel that I've set up for live streaming these games. I'm going to move that to another channel. I'm waiting for the approval. So right now I decided to do the live stream on this channel just because it's not ready on the other one yet. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Pin this comment. There we go. All right, here we go. The bottom of the fourth. First pitch is high. Ball one. That one cruises in there for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. And there is a swing on the third pitch. Just a little tapper back to the pitcher. He tosses over to first. 1 out. That was Noma. Takayoshi Noma. Next up to bat is Kikuchi Hirosuke. Kikuchi doesn't have any hits yet in this game. Yanagi delivers the first pitch. Curveball a little outside, ball one. Here's the second pitch. Another curveball dropped right in there for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike to Kikuchi. Yanagi sets up fast. Here comes pitch number 3. Another big curveball. Kikuchi is able to, oh wow, that was amazing. Kikuchi is able to hit this big curveball to third. Calixte came charging in and tried to scoop it on a hop, but bobbled it, tried to pick it up and toss it over to first, but it got there late. The first baseman didn't catch it. It was in the dirt. It was a bad throw. But even so, I think he would have been there. Showing the replay now. I'll take a look. But even if he had caught the ball, I don't think he would have been able to make it. Yeah. Calixte, unfortunately for the Dragons, makes an error at third. 1 out, 1 man on. Next batter is Kozuno Kaito. Kozuno has 1 hit already. He seems to have been getting a lot of hits in the past several games. He seems to have been doing pretty decent. Let's see what he can do here. Here comes the first pitch. And he swings on the first pitch. They're going to go for 2. Are they going to get it? No. He's safe at first base. So Kikuchi is out at second. But they aren't able to get Kozuno at first base. So unfortunately, they don't advance the runner. Now there are 2 outs. But at least they still have a runner on. Shuta Sukane, who also got a hit last at bat. He's up with 1 runner on, 2 outs. Yanagi comes set. Here comes the pitch. A little outside. Ball 1. Kozuno leads off on first base. Here comes the pitch. Low and outside. That was worse than the first pitch, and he took a whiff at it, but Doesn't hit anything but air. Strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yanagi comes set. Here's the third pitch. Another similar pitch, low and away. Yanagi has thrown 3 balls outside, 2 of them low and outside. Sukane has chased 2 of those. If I were Yanagi, I would throw the exact same pitch again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yanagi comes set. Here comes the next pitch. No, he tosses it over to first. Kozuno gets back, no problem. Yanagi gets the signal. Here comes the pitch. Oh, this one goes right down the middle. It's hit pretty hard, way out to center field. He's on the track. Oh, very close to the wall. Too bad. If Sukane had been able to really put the beef on that hit, it could have easily gone out. It was deep to center field, right on the warning track, which at Mazda Stadium is very small, right by the wall. But unfortunately, it just came up a few yards too short. And the Carp also come up short with no runs here in the 4th inning. So we're gonna end the 4th inning here. The score remaining 0-0. Coffee time. The Golden Week holiday was recently here in Japan, and for those of you who don't know, I go to a Japanese language school here in Onomichi, and that is a full-time thing because I'm currently on a student visa. So I study from Monday to Friday every morning from basically 9 until 12:30. I have 4 classes, and I get various types of homework from grammar homework and kanji homework, things like that. So that's my main focus. That's the thing that I do most. But last week during the Golden Week holidays, we only actually got 2 full days off. Well, no, technically 3 days. So I was hoping to get more, but I guess we'll have more during the summer. Here we go at the top of the 5th inning. First pitch is out for a ball. Ooh, did he go around? Third base umpire says safe. Ball 2. This is Kaito Muramatsu. He's a left-handed batter, the shortstop. Third pitch is also outside. Excuse me, for ball 3. So he's way ahead in the count. 3 balls and no strikes. He takes the next pitch, but that's right down the middle for a strike. Kudi just cruises that one in there. He sets up, and Kudi delivers the next pitch. Nice curve right down the middle. And Muramatsu lifts it out to center field. Taken care of, no problem. Went away. I apologize for my cough. All right. The next batter here, we have Yasuhiro Yamamoto. Very first pitch, he comes out swinging, drops it over the second baseman, tosses it over to first. No problem. Out number 2, 1 pitch, 2 outs. Coming up to bat next is number 17, Yuya Yanagi, the pitcher for the Dragons. Last at bat was less than spectacular. He got basically blown away by curveballs. Let's see what Kuri does this time. If he does the same or something different. Here comes the first pitch. Just a kind of a look like maybe a slider. Not a very good looking pitch in the dirt. Ball one. Second pitch on the way. Well, he floats it up and inside. Fastball, no. A little slow for a fastball, 139 kilometers an hour. But that's too far inside. Ball two. Next pitch, right down the middle, 134 kilometers an hour. Just looked like a basic fastball. Strike one. Here we go. The third pitch, or fourth pitch, rather. He drops that one in the dirt. Catcher gets a new ball, tosses it out to Kuri. And for some reason, Kuri's got a completely different strategy with pitching to Yanagi than he did last at bat. Here comes the next pitch. He tosses another one exactly like the other strike. It's just straight down the middle. 139 kilometers an hour for strike two. Now it's a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. Way inside, ball 4. He walks the pitcher. He walks Yanagi. Yanagi appears to be the weakest batter on the entire team. He was chasing curveballs like crazy last at bat. And this time, Kuri didn't throw a single curveball. I really don't understand that at all. If someone can enlighten me as to why that just happened. Kuri doesn't look very happy. Oh, the very next play, though, 1 pitch, 1 out. Very next play is the catcher. Let me bring this up because I don't remember the catcher's name for the Kato. Takuma Kato, the catcher for the Dragons. He came up the very first pitch, swinging right to the shortstop, who stepped on second base and got the third out. Very easy. Top of the 5th is finished. And we're moving into the bottom of the 5th inning in just a moment with the Carp coming up to bat. In order, we will have number 31, Shogo Sakakura, the first baseman, followed by number 61, Masaya Yano, the shortstop. And after that, number 27, Tsubasa Aizawa, the catcher. So far, it's been a rather uneventful, scoreless affair, 0-0. I haven't called but a couple of games for the Carp. Actually, I haven't called but a couple of games, period. Every game I've ever called in my life, I've called for the Carp. And it's only been this one and one other. However, the one game I've seen live, the last game that I called, and so far this one, had been so uneventful and I want to say boring. I mean, just really the kind of games that you don't want to watch. I mean, think about it. Would you rather watch a game where your team loses, but both teams actually score some runs? Or would you rather see your team lose 1-0? And if my team gets behind like 5-0 or 6-0, and they manage to come back a little bit and score a few runs, and they lose, I would rather see that than a 1-0 loss. And that's basically what I saw the very first game that I watched live in Mazda Stadium with the Carp. I can't remember who they played, but I was so disappointed because I was so happy to be there and watch my first game there, and the crowd was great, and the atmosphere was so good, and they couldn't even get one run on the board. And I thought, This is just so ridiculous. And it just so happens the very next day they won. So if I'd gone to see that game instead of the one before, they would have won. And then the first game that I called, which is on my channel, they also lost that game and the score was low. So I'm hoping that they can turn that around today. I really want them to turn that around and win a game. Win a game for me today. So Yanagi's still in the game. Why wouldn't he be? He hasn't given up any runs. Here's the first pitch. Basically right down the middle, a little high, but it's in the strike zone for strike one. Shogo is at the plate. Oh, right down the middle. He takes the pitch for strike two. So 2 pitches looking for strikes. That was a nice looking pitch. He just watched it all the way in. Here comes the third pitch from Yanagi. Way low in the dirt, Shogo decides to take a swipe at it. A running swing, which is probably the one thing that I am tired of seeing in these games, is the running swing where they just kind of toss the bat out there and look like they're trying to do the run and swing at the same time. But they do it not only too much, in my opinion, they also do it on really crappy pitches. Shogo changes bats. It looks like he might have cracked or broken his bat on that last swing. So he grabs a new bat, takes a few swings with it, and comes back into the batter's box. No balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Here comes the pitch. Oh, way high. He takes it for ball 1. Yanagi gets set, comes in with the next pitch. Way low. They look to the third base umpire to see if he went around. He didn't. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Shogo Sakakura. Here comes the next pitch. Shogo goes down swinging. That didn't look like a good pitch to be swinging at. He hacked at it. Hit nothing but air. Well, actually, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but a little outside. He just couldn't get his bat on it. All right, so Yano is coming up. First pitch to him. Low in the dirt. Ball 1. Pitcher gets set. Here comes the pitch. Right down the middle. 141 kilometers an hour. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Tsubasa. I'm sorry. Masaya Yano. Next pitch. High and outside. Ball 2. Here comes pitch number 4. Right down the middle, but it sinks low. Yano's able to have the patience to lay off. So good eye there. 3 balls, 1 strike. Yanagi gets set quickly and delivers. Yano hits it down the first baseline, but just foul. It was a nice looking swing, but it looks like the first baseman was playing the line. If that had been fair, it's likely that he would have caught it. Now we have a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. And here's the pitch. Oh, I'm sorry. Pitcher was off the rubber. He steps onto the rubber. Comes set. Here's the full count pitch to Yano. He swings a little high, but fouls it off into the stands. Count remains full. Now that pitch came in right below his chest, just a little high. He's choked up a little bit on that bat. Here comes the next pitch. He swings. That was a nice looking pitch. Looked like a sinker or a slider right down the middle, but he fouls that one off too. Hanging in there. This is a good at bat for Yano because he's not only driven up the count, he's managed to foul off a couple of pitches. So he's really making Yanagi work. He's really making him work for those outs and driving his pitch count up. That's good. Here comes the next pitch. Oh, low, but it looked low to me. The ump liked it. Called strike 3. Looked below the knees. Let's see if they'll give me a replay here. Yeah. Yeah. Even the sportscasters on the TV were like, Pitcher got lucky with that one. Yano let it go, and I think he was right for doing that, but he called it a strike. So they struck him out on a pitch that was too low. But anyway, it's 2 outs. Nothing you can do about that. First pitch to the next batter is a strike, and there's a big curveball, but that's too low. So that's a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Aizawa, Tsubasa Aizawa, the catcher. This is his second bat of the day. He hasn't been able to produce anything yet. Let's see if he can get a hit here. Next pitch, low and away. I'm surprised the ump didn't call that one a strike, to be honest, but it's ball 2. Beautiful weather today, it looks like, in Hiroshima. I'm in Onamichi, so it's not too far from Hiroshima, and it's a little overcast, but in the city it looks a little clearer. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the next pitch, right down the middle. He grounds it to third. Third baseman comes in, nabs it, doesn't make a mistake this time. He's able to get it over to first base for the 3rd out, and just like that, the end of the 5th inning is here. We will move into the top of the 6th. And for some reason, just like before, just like the first game I watched and the first game I called, it's 0-0. It remains a completely uneventful game. It's a pitcher's game right now, just like the others. A little boring. I wouldn't mind, though, if the game was like this the whole time. Just 3 up and 3 down, 3 up and 3 down, 3 up and 3 down. As long as the Carp can actually win at the end. Because I'm getting tired of watching games all the way through and then the Carp losing 0-1, you know. But I think that in this particular instance, if they can pull out a win but keep the game short, then I'll be very happy. And the reason for that is not only will they win, and that'll make me happy, but also I have some other things that I need to do, such as studying. So a shorter game means I can get to those things faster. It looks like they've got a pretty big crowd at Mazda Stadium today. Makes sense, though. I mean, it's a weekend game. Out in right field, it looks like they've got some mist to help cool off the fans. It's cool, but it sucks if you're not out there. If you're somewhere else, you don't get that benefit. And they've got some costume characters on the field dancing and riling up the crowd. They've got some cheerleading girls leading the crowd and some songs and some cheers. They've got Slyly, the Hiroshima Carp mascot out on the field. It looks like they've got the Chunichi Dragon mascot out on the field. I don't know what his name is, but I think I saw him out on the field too. It looks to me like Slightly is shooting. Yep. He's shooting some stuff into the crowd. Maybe some T-shirts. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like T-shirts. Looks like he's shooting T-shirts into the crowd. Goody is out warming up, so he will definitely start the 6th. And for those of you who are more familiar with Major League Baseball, I think I mentioned this in the last broadcast, but I do think it's still worth mentioning because a lot of people aren't familiar with some of the differences. But a long, long time ago, when I was growing up, it seemed to me that the Major League Baseball pitchers were primarily meant to be workhorses, and if at all possible, pitch a complete game from beginning to end, 1st through 9th inning. And the only reason that they wouldn't is if they had just thrown too many pitches and were tired, or they weren't doing well and they were giving up runs, or if they had an injury. These types of reasons, and they make sense. But nowadays, it seems like a lot of teams are just thinking the starter, if you can just get us through 6 innings, just get us through 6 innings, then we can start bringing in all the relievers. This seems to be the trend, and it's not like that at all in modern day Japanese baseball. The pitchers tend to go, of course, if they're getting, like I mentioned before, if they're getting hit like crazy and they're giving up runs, then obviously they won't stay in the game. They'll get pulled. But generally, unless it's just getting out of hand, they'll stay in the game for a really long time. So if a pitcher has given up 1, 2, or maybe even 3 runs, they'll tend to stay in the game for a really, really long time, and maybe even to the very end. And here's the other thing. They will also bat. So the pitchers are actually batting in the game. It doesn't mean that all the pitchers are good at batting, because some of them, like, for example, I think the Chunichi Dragons pitcher who's pitching right now, what's his name? I forgot. Yanagi, is that his name? Yes, that's right, Yanagi. I'm not impressed with his ability to strike the ball. So not every pitcher is a Shohei Ohtani, where they can hit the ball pretty well and pitch pretty well. Okay, so the Dragons are coming up to bat here at the top of the 6th. It looks like the leadoff batter will be the left fielder, Yohei Oshima. No, I'm sorry. He's on deck. This is Yuki Okabayashi, the center fielder, the left-handed center fielder. He takes 1 ball and now 1 strike. So 2 pitches in, 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 3rd pitch. He swings. It goes right down the 3rd base line, just fair. He's easily going to get in. Is he digging for 2? No, they got it in pretty quick. It looked like he might be trying for 2, but the left fielder was there and able to get it in. So he stops at first with a single. So Yuki Okabayashi starts off the Dragons in the top of the 6th with an opposite field single right past the 3rd baseman. That was a good hit. Yep, the only reason that got through is because it was an opposite field hit. It never would have gone through it on the 1st baseline. So we got another left-handed batter right after him, Yohei Oshima, the left fielder. Very first pitch he takes for a strike. Second pitch, he looks like he's trying to bunt. He fouls it away. 2 strikes. Kind of strange that he would try that after already getting a strike. Should have tried it on the first pitch, you would think. But now he's in the hole. No balls, 2 strikes. Runner still on first base. Kuri is looking for the call, looking for the signal. Sees something he likes, comes set. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle. Wow. Woo, that was close. It was struck by Oshima. It was a really good-looking pitch right down the middle. Oshima got his bat around on it really quick and hit it right down the first baseline. I mean, it was a really... Whew, that was close. On the replay, you can see it was just barely foul and right past the first baseman, but brings up strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Runner still on first base. Kuri tosses over to first, but Okabayashi gets back. No problem. That definitely would have put Okabayashi on third base if it had gotten through fair. Kuri comes set. Here's the pitch. Ooh. Had the right height, but it was just a few inches too far off the plate. Outside ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Oshima. Okabayashi taking a nice lead off first base. Kuri sets up. Here comes the pitch. Look like a slider in the dirt. Oshima lays off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kuri nods, gets the call, comes set. Tosses over to first. Okabayashi gets back. No problem. Another reason it'd be nice to get this game done quick today is because I have a little bit of a cough. Next pitch is right down the middle, and Oshima does that same running hit thing. He tries to run and hit the ball at the same time, and he fouls it away, so the count remains the same. It looked like Okabayashi was also trying to steal. It looked like a hit and run, but Oshima fouled it off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Oh, curveball. He takes a nice solid swing. Wow, that was scary because it was a nice, solid, fast swing. It carried quite far out into right field. It sailed off into the crowd. If that had remained fair, it looks like it almost could have made the fence. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kuri fakes a throw to first. Steps back onto the rubber, looks for the sign, nods, comes set. Here comes the pitch, a curve right down the middle. Once again, we got the running swing that I hate so much. He fouls it off down the third base line, but they're not able to get there in time. It drops in. So the count remains the same. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Okay, Kuri comes set. Here's the pitch. Ball outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So Oshima has really battled this count. Came from, I think, 2 strikes down to a full count. Has fouled off several pitches. Made some really good contact. Also made some silly contact. He's making Kuri really work. Here comes the next pitch. Way high. He walked him. So Cudi does all this work and pitches around 10 or 11 pitches to Oshima, who ultimately gets the walk. Now we have 2 runners on with no outs. There's going to be a mound visit. The infielders come in with the coach. They're all having a little chat with Cudi. And they break it. He's not coming out. He's going to stay in. There's nobody in the bullpen right now for the Carp. Nobody warming up. They just showed it. It's completely empty. There's nobody there. So looks like they still have confidence that Cudi is going to be the man to get through this inning. All right, here we go. Next batter is Orlando Calixte. He got a single last at bat. He comes up with 2 runners on, no outs. Here's the first pitch. Oh, no. Cudi fakes a throw to second. He spins around and fakes it to second. Calixte made a fielding error that allowed the Carp to get a runner on, but he's been pretty solid since then. He made a decent play after that. He's also gotten a hit. Let's see what he can do right now for the Dragons. It would be really nice if he grounded into a triple play. Highly unlikely, but it would be nice. I haven't seen a triple play in a long time. It's going to be really cool to see the Carp pull it off, but Calixte is probably pretty quick, so it'd be difficult to do it on him. So we got 1 strike. Here comes the second pitch. Oh, Calixte bunts, but it goes foul. So once again, the Dragons have their batters bunting after strike 1. I don't quite get it, because if they wanted them to bunt and advance the runners, why not bunt on the first pitch? Why bunt when you've already got a strike? Why waste the extra attempt? It makes no sense to me. That's twice they've done that this inning. And both times, or neither time, did it work. It didn't work either time. Strike 2. Here comes the next pitch from Cudi. Way outside. Ball 1. In case you're just joining us right now, I see a couple of people in the live stream. Thanks for joining. We're in the top of the 6th inning. The score 0-0. The Dragons have 2 runners on first and second base. And current count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the next pitch. Swing and a miss. Calixte goes down on strikes. That's the first out of the inning. Cudi gets a much-needed strikeout and puts them in a much better position. Hopefully they can get a double play ball here. It was a beautiful pitch. Split finger right down the middle. Lots of sinking action on it. Calixte just took a big whiff. Couldn't come anywhere near making contact with it. So now we have runners on first and second with 1 out. Next batter is Seiya Hosokawa, the right fielder. He's right-handed batter. Cudi comes in with the first pitch, right down the middle. He swings, lifts that out to center field. It's going to be a little deep. Looks like the runner's going to tag. Nope. He goes back. Okabayashi was on second base for the Dragons, and it looked like he was going to try to make a tag, but he just faked. So runners don't get to advance. So 1 pitch to Hosokawa, and he put it pretty deep out in center field, but not quite deep enough for Okabayashi. And so out number 2, and runner is still on first and second base. Once again, this is kind of reminiscent of one of the other innings where Cudi got a couple of guys on, but he was able to get out of it. Let's see if he can do the same thing here. Next batter is Nakata, Sho Nakata, the first baseman, right-handed batter. He is 0 for 2 so far today. First pitch is a ball. Cudi's looking for the pitch. Comes set. Takes a look around. Here comes the pitch. Nice pitch right down the middle. Good sinker. Nakata can't deal with that. He swings and misses it. Ball 1, strike 1. I don't know who's watching right now, but thank you for tuning in. I just wanted to let you know that for my future baseball live broadcast, I'll be doing that on another channel. I'm not going to keep doing that on this channel. It's not what I intended for this channel, but I'm waiting for approval for the live broadcast on my second channel. And as soon as that's done, which should be tomorrow, I'll be moving these live streams over to that, and I'll focus on just regular Japan content on this channel in the future. So just bear with me. For those of you who aren't interested in the game, then you can just ignore this. There's a big hit. Is it going to make it out? Right off the top of the wall. Nakata hits it really hard right off the top of the wall, and he gets a double. It's going to drive in both runs. It's now 2-0 Dragons over the Carp. It's really interesting because Nakata took a big swing at that, and I guess he thought it was a home run instantly, because as soon as he hit it, he nodded with his helmet, like he just knew it was gone. They're going to show the replay here again. I'm sure they'll show him do that. Yeah, he went like that. He just knew that it was a homer, but it wasn't. It hit the top of the wall, bounced in, and I don't know why they didn't get the ball in faster. He's not a fast runner. They could have gotten it in and had a chance to get him out at second, but they didn't. So he winds up with a double, knocks in 2 runs. All right, he's followed by the left-handed shortstop, Kaito Muramatsu. Muramatsu takes strike 1 and then a ball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Here comes a pitch to Muramatsu. He pops up to shallow right field, and that does it for this inning. So the Carp are able to finally end the inning, but unfortunately they do give up 2 runs. Crudy gives up 2 runs on a deep shot off the wall to Sho Nakata. And it looks like, once again, we're headed to the same type of game that I hate to see. It's probably going to wind up like this. That's my guess. It'll wind up Carp 0 and Dragons 2. That's probably going to be the final score of the game. Why? Because I'm actually watching the game and calling the game. That's why. All right. They're showing some replays now, so I'm going to check a couple of messages here. Okay, looks like I don't have any messages there or there. Good. All right. Well, that's it for the inning highlights. Nothing interesting for Carp fans to watch there. Okay, the bottom of the 6th, the Carp coming up now have an opportunity to put their own points on the board. Let's see if they're actually able to do something. Okay, it looks like they have a pinch hitter. I didn't get to see his name, but apparently they had a pinch hitter in the game, and I wasn't able to see his name, but my guess is that he was hitting for Kuti, the pitcher, and he grounded out the first. So there's one away. Next batter is number 9, Shogo Akiyama. He takes first pitch ball. The second pitch is swinging. Is it going to drop in? No. It was a nice strike out to left field, but the left fielder is able to get over and nab it right around the line. So just like that, in just a few pitches, the Carp are already in the hole with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Here comes the first pitch to the next batter, Takayoshi Noma. He takes it for a strike. Here comes the second pitch. Low and in the dirt. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Noma. Settles in for the next pitch. Kuti looking on from the dugout. They've got pitchers warming up. Here comes the next pitch. Low and away. Just a little out. Ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike to Noma. Yanagi delivers the next pitch. Noma swings. The running swing once again. And as usual, it's pretty weak. And center fielder is able to get over there. He did lose his footing and kind of slide on the grass, but he was still able to make the catch. And that ends the inning for the Carp. So we are now through, excuse me, we are now through 6 innings with the Carp down 2-0 to Chunichi. pinch hitter that hit for Kuri in the last at bat was Koki Ugusa, and he grounded out. The current pitcher is not updated yet on this. I'll let you know as soon as his name comes up. He's number 13. I'm not familiar with his name, so I apologize for that. But the second pitch, the batter lifts it out to center field. That's taken in. No problem for out number 1. This batter was number 60. Yasuhiro Yamamoto. Is that who it was? Yeah, that's right. So Yamamoto flies out to center field for 1 out. That brings up the pitcher, Yuya Yanagi. Apparently he's going to stay in the game. I don't see why not. He hasn't given up any runs. First pitch is a strike. Here comes the second pitch. Right down the middle. He tosses the bat out there. And he just tosses the bat out there and he gets it down the first baseline. And it turns into a double. So the pitcher Yanagi, who is, in my opinion, not a good hitter, he just kind of tosses the bat out there. He gets an opposite field single right down the first baseline. So he's got a 1 out single. I'm sorry, 1 out double. That ball rolled all the way out to the right field wall before the right fielder could get over there. So it's plenty of time for Yanagi to get to second base. So once again, the Dragons have a runner in scoring position with 1 out. And that brings up Kato, the catcher, Takuma Kato. He takes a strike. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Here in the top of the 7th. Here comes the next pitch. 146 kilometers an hour, fouled away by Kato for strike 2. So Kato was behind in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Daisuke Moriura is the pitcher. Daisuke delivers the next pitch and gets Kato swinging for strike 3. Very nice. I don't know why he wasn't able to do that with Yanagi at the bat, but it's an out, and out number 2. So Kato goes down swinging. Yanagi is still on second base. 2 outs with the top of the order coming up. Should be Yuki Okabayashi, center fielder, and it is. Left-handed batter. Here comes the first pitch. A little outside. One ball, no strikes. Second pitch to Okabayashi coming up. Way inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Nagi's still in second base. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch to Okabayashi. Outside, ball 3. 3 straight balls to Yuki Okabayashi, who hasn't even had a pitch really to swing at. All 3 of these have been pretty clear balls. Here comes the next pitch from Daisuke. Right down the middle, 147 kilometers an hour. He doesn't swing. Strike 1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Daisuke Moriura, number 13. Left-handed pitcher. They just showed the batting average of Yuki Okabayashi. It's under 200. It's pretty bad right now, but he takes that last pitch, which is a really bad pitch, low in the dirt for ball 4. So he doesn't even have to try to swing the bat. Just got walked on 5 pitches. Now the Dragons have 2 runners on with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Okabayashi, the leadoff batter, just walked. Inagi, the pitcher for the Dragons, he got a double to lead it off. He's on second. Kukichihara, the manager, or one of the managers of the Carp, is on the phone. Looks like he might be getting some activity going in the bullpen. Next batter is Yohei Oshima, left-handed batter, left fielder. He's got a base on balls, no hits in this game so far. He's scored 1 run. Takes the first pitch a little high and inside for ball 1. So it's 5 balls and 1 strike over the past 6 pitches for Daisuke Moriura. He comes set. Here comes the next pitch. And he swings. And it's going to be a tough play, but he calls him safe at first. Wow. Okay, this is close. They're going to look at it. They're going to do a replay. This ball was another running hit, the kind of running hit that I hate, right up the middle. The shortstop was able to snag it. I think it was Yano. He was able to snag it and toss it over to first pretty quick. But they called the runner safe at first, and now the referees are going in to look at the replay. This is one area of Japan baseball that's pretty weak, at least from what I've seen of watching the Carp games online, is that they don't have as many camera angles. Here's the replay. It looks like it's really, really close. They got another angle here. Let's see if this one is any better. That's close, but it looks like it could be overturned. It's hard to say. Wow, that's so close. There are only 2 angles, but well, I think they're going to call him safe. I think it's too close to overturn. Yep, there are literally only 2 angles here, and there's nothing really definitive. And it appears that the runner did touch just before the ball did. So I don't think they're going to have any evidence to overturn that. The umpires are coming out. And what do they say? Safe. Yep. I was right. Safe at first. Now the bases are loaded. Bases are loaded with 2 outs. And that brings up the third baseman, Orlando Calixte. Here's the first pitch to Calixte. Just on the outside corner, strike 1. Looks like it was a changeup, 126 kilometers an hour. I think the last at bat, Orlando struck out swinging. No balls, 1 strike to Calixte. Here comes the second pitch. Nice fastball, kind of right down the middle, 148 kilometers an hour. Calixte fouls it off opposite field into the right field, first base side stands. Now he's down. No balls, 2 strikes. Let's see if Daisuke can end the inning here without any further damage to the Carp. He sets up. Here comes the pitch. Low and in the dirt. Daisuke swings. He gets him. Strike 3. So the Carp dodge a bullet there. Even a single would have probably scored a couple of runs. But Daisuke, he gets him into a dangerous spot, but he's able to get out of it. And the Carp limp into the bottom of the 7th. Who do we have coming up? Oh, they're singing the Carp song. Carp, Carp, Hiroshima, Hiroshima, Carp. Everybody's waving around their red bats. I guess those are bats. Those are strange looking balloons. Those are bats. So they're the strangest looking bats I've ever seen. Hiroshima, Carp. I believe in this inning, it's going to start off with Ryosuke Kikuchi, second baseman, number 33. After that, number 51, Kaito Kozuno, the third baseman, followed by number 52, Shota Sukane, the left fielder. This is the only part of the lineup that has really caused any significant trouble to the Dragons at all this entire game. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning, and the only 2 hits, literally the only 2 hits in the game against the Dragons have come from Kaito Kozuno and Shota Sukane, back-to-back, actually. And the Carp weren't able to do anything with it. They just stranded them on base. By all rights, this game should be at least 1-2, if not 2-2, but they weren't even able to score 1 run. They had 2 runners on with no outs and couldn't produce anything. It reminds me of watching an Astros game. They get 2 or 3 runners on base, and then they walk away with nothing. Fortunately, today, that didn't happen. The Astros were down 2-1 late in the game. I think it was in the 7th inning. And then they scored 4 runs in 1 inning and took the lead 5-2, and were able to hang on to that and win the game. So that was a nice change. Okay, Kikuchi takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Here comes the next pitch from Yanagi. Another pitch taken for Kikuchi for ball 2. He sets up quick. Here comes the third pitch. Right down the middle. Change up, looks like, or a slow fastball. Hard to tell. Strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike on Kikuchi. Here comes the next pitch. He lays down a... Oh, that didn't make any sense. He looked like he came around the bunt, and it was a strike. It was right down the middle, but it's like he gave up on it, but completely missed it, so they called it a strike. So now he's got 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Curveball, he fouls it off. Count remains the same, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Once again, I don't quite understand the logic of I've got 1 strike, then I'm going to lay down a bunt. And then that was a half-hearted try. It didn't even look like he was trying, but he got a strike on it. Here's the pitch. Oh, that was close. A little low and away, and Yanagi didn't like it. He turned his back. He turned his back to the plate. But I've got a full count. Here comes the pitch. Boom. Right down the middle. Kikuchi gets the bat around, pops it way up into foul territory. Third baseman comes over, and he's got it. That was sad because that was a good-looking pitch right down the middle. He got the bat around, but just way too far underneath it, lifted it straight up. And unfortunately, it didn't make it into the stands. It was still in play. So out number 1. That brings up number 51. Kaito Kozuno, one of the only 2 players on the Carp to have a hit today. Left-handed third baseman. Here comes the first pitch. A little high. Ball 1. Good eye. Looks like he wanted to swing at that one, but he laid off. Good patient batter here. He's set up. Waiting for the second pitch. Yanagi comes in. Here's the toss. Nice curveball. Very slow curveball. 108 kilometers an hour. Drops in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Kozuno fouls it away. He kind of stepped out of the box when he swung. He kind of stepped out of the box when he swung at that one, but at least he didn't do the running swing that I hate so much. These batters need to learn to stay in the box and strike the ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the next pitch from Yanagi. Too low, way low in the dirt. Going to get a new ball, toss it out of the pitcher. That's going to even up the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We've got 1 out. Kozuno is in the box, but pitcher steps off the rubber. Grabs some rosin from the bag off the ground. Steps back in, gets the signal. Finally sees something he likes. Comes set. Here's the pitch. And Kozuno grounds it. Slow grounder to second. Whoa. A little wild on that throw. But the first baseman is able to stretch and grab it just in time to get Kozuno. Kozuno's pretty fast there. I didn't realize that big guy was that fast, but he almost beat the throw, and the throw was a little off. But unfortunately, once again, the Carp failed to get a guy on, and now it's 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 7th, that brings us Shota Sukane, left fielder, right-handed batter. He checks his swing on the very first pitch in the dirt. Umpire calls him safe at first, so that'll be ball 1. Once again, Shota Sukane, he's the only other player on the Carp to have a hit today. The Dragons have shown, or rather, Yanagi, the pitcher of the Dragons, has shown, tremendous results today, allowing only 2 hits through almost 7 complete innings. Here comes the third pitch. Strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike to Sukane. Pitcher's ready. Yanagi sets up. Comes in with the next pitch. Curveball. Sukane can't connect. 124 kilometers an hour on that one. Some nice movement. It looked like the kind of pitch that I liked to hit when I was playing baseball in high school. It just came in at a good spot. Wasn't, in my opinion, too difficult to hit. I just had a good eye for curveballs. It's kind of funny because the basic curveball, the basic big kind of what they call the lollipop curveball, and the straight up fastball, these are pitches I was actually really good at hitting. And my teammates generally, they hated these. But these lollipop curveballs, for those of you who've played baseball and experienced this before, they can really look like, sometimes they can look like they're coming straight at you, and they kind of throw you off, and then you don't really have time to like reset and process it and hit it. But I was able to do that pretty well. This ball's in the dirt. That's going to be ball 3. Full count on Sukane. But we had a pitcher in the league who was really strong. He had a really strong arm and a nice lollipop curveball, but that was all he could throw, just those 2 pitches. And I always had a great game against him and would hit home runs off of him. Here comes the full count pitch. Oh, it's another curve, kind of low, too low. Should have been ball 4, but still kind of went around. Strike 3. That's unfortunately going to be it for the Carp in the 7th inning. Once again, they go down with no hits. So we are now through 7 endings. It might as well be 7 endings. We are through 7 innings with the Hiroshima Carp at 0 and the Chunichi Dragons at 2. The Dragons have 5 hits, 1 error. The Carp only have 2 hits, no errors, and of course a big old goose egg on the board. Coming up in the top of the 8th for the Dragons. It looks like there's going to be a change here with Mikiyaka. You can see that right here. I'll put my mouse pointer on it. Mikiyaka Tanaka at second base. He's coming in for his first bat of the game, followed by Seiya Hosokawa, the right fielder, and then number 6, Sho Nakata. It looks like there's another pitching change for the Carp. Number 38. I'm sorry. That's 1 second. My apologies for that. I just had to sneeze right quick. Kuri was the starting pitcher. Daisuke came in the last inning, in the 7th inning. Got a little hairy there for a while, but he was able to get out of it. Now we have number 38, Koki Ugusa. Oh, I misspoke. Koki Ugusa was the pinch hitter that came in for Kuri when they replaced him with Daisuke Morigura. But now the pitcher is number 36. His name is not on the screen yet. It hasn't been updated on the screen, but I'll try again to refresh and see. Yep, number 36. Right there. Here comes the first pitch. In there for a strike. Strike looking. Number 55, Seiya Hosokawa, the right fielder. Here comes the second pitch. Low and inside, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Hosokawa. Looks like he has a base on balls. That's right. Hosokawa doesn't have a hit today, but he does have a walk. Here's the third pitch. He swings and fouls this one back. That will be 1 ball, 2 strikes on Hosokawa. He gets settled in. Here comes the 4th pitch. Yeah, that one looked like a kind of a lazy pitch. Hosokawa was able to firmly put his bat on it and get a nice solid single out to left field. He gets his first hit of the day and is on first base. So the Dragons are going to start off this inning by allowing a single to the same batter that gave them that got the 2-run shot off the wall a couple of innings ago. I'm sorry. That batter is the next batter. I had that mixed up. Sho Nakata. Sho Nakata is the first baseman, the batter who hit the ball off the wall a couple of innings ago and scored 2 runs. He is now at bat. Very first pitch takes a strike. Osakawa's on first. No outs. Here's the pitch. Way outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Is it Morie? Here comes the pitch. Nakata swings kind of half-heartedly. Fouls it off into the crowd. That's going to be strike 2. The pitcher is Horia. Number 36, Horia is pitching for the Carp. Horia is ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He comes set, sees something he likes. Here comes the delivery. Right down the middle, a little high. But Nakata gets his bat around, fouls it off again, keeps the count the same. Nakata steps back in. Horia gets the sign, comes set. Here's the delivery. Oh, way inside. That's going to be ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Nakata with no outs. 1 runner on first base. The Carp are in a little bit of a jam right now. I know they only have the runner on first, but they've only got a couple more opportunities to get some runs, and they're down 2-0. Here comes the pitch, right down the middle. Uh-oh. Yeah, what's going to happen here? Okay. Wow, that happened so fast. There's no way I could just tell you what happened, but Nakata nailed the ball. It was a line drive shot that landed right in front of the shortstop. It looks to me like they moved Yano. Yeah, Yano was over at shortstop, and they're coming out to check him now to see if he's all right, because that was a shot, and it looked like it hit him on the hand, on his throwing hand, when he tried to field it. Yeah, here comes the replay. So on that pitch, Nakata nailed it, and it looks like it should have been caught. It didn't even hit the ground. It just dropped real fast, and Yano tried to catch it. It looks like it hit him on the throwing hand. He was able to pick it up and jog over to second base to get the force out, but Nakata made it over to first base. So they still got 1 runner on. The Dragons have 1 runner on with 1 out. Next batter is Muramatsu. He bunts on the very first pitch, fouls it away, but I'm actually happy to see that they tried to bunt on the first pitch instead of waiting until they had a strike to bunt, because I think that's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. I've seen it several times in this game. The Dragons have tried that several times. They get a strike, and then they try to bunt, and that's ridiculous to me. But whatever. Yano seems to be all right. They came out and checked him, but he seems to be all right. No balls, 1 strike. He's trying to bunt again. He fouls it way up, but it's just too far away. The catcher's not able to get to it. Strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes to Muramatsu. Pitcher comes set. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Oh, it looks like he's going to bunt again. He shows bunt again, but pulls back. Pitch was close, but the ump doesn't like it for a strike. just a little off the plate. So that's going to be ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes against Muramatsu. So they actually have him trying to lay down a bunt with 2 strikes. He's doing it again. Here's the next pitch. He does lay this one down the third baseline, and they toss it over to first base for the out. Runner is able to advance to second. So the Dragons do what they were trying to do, get the runner to second. But now there are 2 outs. Nakata goes to second on Muramatsu's bunt, bringing up Yasuhiro Yamamoto. Yamamoto also hasn't really done anything today. He doesn't have any hits, no walks. Here we go. Pitcher is set. Horia delivers. Nice looking pitch. 150 kilometers an hour. Just a little high, a little outside. Just a good spot, good location on that fastball. Yamamoto fouls it away into the crowd for strike 1. Horia is set, and here comes the pitch. A little too far inside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike against Yamamoto. There are 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Dragons have 1 runner on. Nakata, Sho Nakata at second base. Yamamoto's at the bat. Horia comes set and delivers the next pitch. Right down the middle. Net line drive, he's just barely going to make it into right field past the diving second baseman. He almost got his glove on it, but wasn't able to get there in time. Runner advances to third. So Nakata will be on third base. Yamamoto will be on first base. There are 2 outs. So the Dragons have runners on the corners with 2 outs. Manager comes out. Some of the infield come in for a meeting at the mound. They have a little discussion with Horie. But then after a few nods and words exchanged, they break. Looks like the Dragons have some activity in their bullpen, so it seems likely that Yanagi will not be coming back in for the 9th inning, or rather the bottom of the 8th. Right now, they've got a pinch hitter, looks like, for Yanagi. Let's see if we've got an update on who it is. Yeah, I don't see the name updated on the screen yet. Ishikawa, looks like, maybe number 25 for the Dragons. I can't quite see the back of his jersey. Last pitch by Horia is a strike right down the middle. 149 kilometers an hour, a little heat. It's going to be 2 strikes already on the pinch hitter. 2 outs, 2 strikes. Runners on the corners. Horia looks for the sign, nods, comes set. Here's the 0-2 count pitch. Right down the middle, fouled away. Yeah, that's right. Ishikawa is the pinch hitter. Takeya Ishikawa. Pinch hitting for Yanagi. Yuya Yanagi, the pitcher. So Yanagi will not be pitching in the bottom of the 8th. On that foul ball, he hangs in there. Keeps the count at no balls, 2 strikes. Come on, Horia. Let's see what you can do. He delivers the next pitch. Way outside. Ball one. Horia is one pitch away from a much-needed out for the Carp. Last inning, they had some trouble. They managed to get through it without giving up any runs. This inning, it's the same. They've got some trouble, but a good opportunity to get out of it. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle and solidly hit by Ishikawa. But he got around way too early, so he sends it a line drive just sailing into the crowd. That was dangerous. That definitely would have scored Nakata on third. Dangerous pitch. Very dangerous pitch. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Horia gets his call, takes a look at third, comes set. And here comes the pitch. That was a much better placed pitch at 151 kilometers an hour. High fastball. But Ishikawa is able to foul it off. Keep the count the same. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Ishikawa got 2 strikes early, but he's hanging in there with some foul balls. Here's the next pitch. He fouls off another one. This one was a little high and outside, but he pulls it way out into the right. I was about to say the right field. The first base side. Not too far from the right field stands. He's putting the foul balls all over the place right now. Really making Horia work this inning to get those outs. From what I've seen, a lot of these pitchers that come in for relief don't work more than 1 inning. So when they start having to go through 5 or 6 batters, they really start to wear out. But here comes the next pitch. That's a nice solid strike. It's going to go all the way to the wall. They toss it in. This is going to score at least 1 run, and probably first to third. Nope, he's faster than that. He's able to score. So all the way from first base, he's able to score. Now the Carp are behind 4-0, just like that. So these dangerous pitches by Horia finally just come back to bite him. He tosses one right down the middle, and Ishikawa just punishes it over the head of the left fielder, and it makes it all the way to the wall. It gets back into the infield too slowly, so the runner on first is able to score along with the runner on third. And just like that, the Dragons have doubled their lead against Carp. And this is turning into one of those games, like I said, just a bummer to watch. It really is a bummer to watch. I would like to be able to watch just 1 game. This is going to be the 3rd game, unless there's a miracle in the bottom of the 8th or the 9th inning. It's difficult to watch these games because I don't want to see the Carp lose. I want to see them win. Strike 1 against Kato, the catcher. Next pitch, swing, fouls it off. Strike 2. So Horia is still in the game. Ishikawa on second base. Two outs, 2 strikes, no balls. Here's the pitch. Kato fouls it off. Kato fouls it off again. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes. Korea gets the signal, sets up, and here comes the pitch. Oh, okay. He tossed it outside, but he got him to swing, got him to chase it. Strike 3. That's what should have happened with Ishikawa, but here we are at the end, or the end of the top of the 8th. We're in the middle of the 8th now, with the Dragons up 4-0 over the Carp. Yeah. So that's the way it's been today. That's the way it's been. There's been a pitching change, so we'll see if the Carp can actually hit the ball. It seems that coming up will be Shogo Sakakura, the first baseman, followed by Masaya Yano, the shortstop, and then Tsubasa Aizawa, the catcher. Unless there's a change to the lineup, that's the way it stands right now. Calling the game has made me completely forget about my coffee, and now it's cold. Let's see if I've got some more hot coffee in the pot here. Seems like I've still got some left. Yeah, some. Well, it's not hot. It's just warm, but it'll do. Is this going to be another one of those games where the Carp just roll over and die like they have so many times this year? Especially against this team. Okay, look at the records of these teams. The Carp are 14-13. They've won 14 games and lost 13. They're just barely over 500. Okay, so they've just barely won more than half their games. Chunichi is below 500. They're 14-17. And if they can't get more than 2 hits against Chunichi, and they're going to lose like this, 0-4, how terrible is that? Absolutely terrible. Well, look, I guess I could look at the bright side. Maybe the chances are better that when I do actually manage to go see a game again, they'll win. If they keep losing, then maybe when I actually go see the game, they'll win. They have a better chance of winning. Okay, Shogo Sakakura fouls one off for strike 1. Here comes the next pitch. Right in there for a strike. Strike 2. Here comes the pitch. And he gives one of those, what I call a give-up swing. He comes out of the batter's box and throws his bat out there, completely misses it, strike 3. You deserve to strike out if you're going to swing like that. Stay in the box and swing the bat. He leans back. He leans back away from the ball, falling out of the box, and swings, completely whiffs for strike 3. A disappointing at bat for Sakakura. The Carp are just looking so uninspired today. Masaya Yano comes up to bat. He hits one, the very first pitch he swings at, sends it out to the outfield. Now, that was actually not Yano. It seems they had a pinch hitter, number 88. Who was that? Who was that? No, it's not updated yet here. But it was a fly ball to right field in the very first pitch. It looked good at first, but it was straight to the right fielder, and that led to out number 2. So who's up to bat now? Number 2. We have another substitution. Yep, we have another pinch hitter. Number 2, left-handed batter. He takes a ball for ball 1. Here comes the second pitch. Right in there for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Batter's number 2, but I didn't see his name on the screen. Here it comes. Another strike. He checked his swing, but it was right in there, and that was clearly a strike. He should have gone around on that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Matsuyama is the pitcher. Number 90 for the Dragons. Let me refresh this and see if we got an update on the batters. Not quite yet. Here comes the next pitch. Now he swings at that one. It didn't look like a really bad pitch to swing at, but fouls it away. Count remains the same. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, they still don't have it updated on here, so I apologize for that. On who's batting. Normally his position, it would be Aizawa, the catcher. Pitcher takes too long. Batter steps out, takes a couple of practice swings. Carp batter currently is number 2, the pinch hitter. Pitcher finally gets a call that he likes, but the catcher calls him off, calls timeout. Apparently he didn't get the call. Okay. Batter steps back in. Pitcher sets up. Gets his call. Sets up. Here comes the pitch. And he swings on that one. A soft grounder to second. That ends the inning. No problem for the Dragons in this inning, just like most innings in this game. Basically 3 up and 3 down. Carp don't threaten to do anything. Just look like they want to just go home for the day. That's basically the way their batting has looked the whole game, with the exception of 1 inning. There was 1 inning where they had 2 hits, back-to-back hits in the same inning, and those are literally the only 2 hits they've had this entire game. The rest of the game, it just looks like they've already given up, and they're just like, I want to go home. I'm done with this game. Where's the heart in this game? I'm not seeing it. And I don't feel like the starting pitcher did a bad job. He let things get away from him in 1 inning, and he gave up 2 runs. That's all the starting pitcher gave up, was 2 runs. And he couldn't even get some supporting runs from his teammates. I mean, he couldn't even get 2 hits. I mean, more than 2 hits. So the Dragons had 2 runs, and all the Carp could do was get 2 singles by back-to-back hitters in the same inning. But apart from that, they haven't done anything. It's been pretty bad. It's difficult to watch games like this. Number 29 is pitching for the Carp. Kemina. Kemina. Kemna. I'm sorry, not Kemuna. Kemna. Yep. Yeah, they moved their players around a little bit. The Carp have 4 position changes on the field: shortstop, first base, pitcher, and catcher. Kemna is now the pitcher. And Dragons' first batter is looks like a pinch hitter. Oh, I'm sorry. No, this is Okabayashi, the leadoff hitter. Yuki Okabayashi. Today this is his 4th at bat. He's already got one hit, 1 run, a base on balls, and now he had 1 ball on the very first pitch. On the second pitch, he lines it out to right field, but just far enough for the right fielder to come in and grab it. Good play. It's 1 away. That's nice to see. Just 2 pitches in and already got an out. That's the way that the Carp should be running these innings instead of letting runners on and getting into dangerous positions. Yohei Oshima is up. He's a left-handed batter. Takes strike 1. For the day, he has, after 3 at-bats, 1 hit, 1 run, a base on balls, and here comes the second pitch from Kemna. Oshima fouls it away down the first base line. That's going to be strike 2. Good start on this pitch count. Kemna gets ahead of him. The ball's 2 strikes. Kemna's looking pretty good so far. If he gets through the inning like this, I'm going to be impressed. He sets up, comes in with the third pitch. Nice looking pitch, but right down the middle, no movement on it. So Oshima is able to just stay in the box and get a nice single out of it. He drops it into right field, almost in the exact same spot as the last batter, except it didn't go quite as far, so it was able to get down and drop in for a hit. It must feel really nice. You see the crowd come into Mazda Stadium. They've got their own section. The fans for the Dragons, they come into this area that's just for them. And I can see all the Carp fans just sitting down right now, looking uninspired, just like the players have looked in this game. And way out there in left field and that visitors fan area, they're just going crazy. Okay, it looks like Calixte is out. They've got a pinch. Oh, there's a steal attempt, and they call him out. Are they going to take a look at it? Yeah, coach immediately calls for a review. Sakakura is catching for the Carp, and he throws a nice bullet to second base, and the ref calls out the runner at second, but the manager immediately comes out and asks for a review. So they've got their guys going down into the viewing area to check out the review. Here comes a replay on the screen. Well, that's difficult. The throw was definitely there first, but there was a lot of dirt kicked up. So it's a little difficult to see if the glove actually came down on his foot before his foot hit the bag. Okay, the glove came down on his leg, on the side of his calf, around the same time his foot was getting to the bag. But kind of like the last call at first base that they reviewed, it's difficult to see anything to overturn it. Yep, that's right. I was right again. They say he's out. It's possible that he could have been safe, but just like the last call, there's nothing definitive there to overturn the call. So this one goes the Carp's way. Chunichi is not able to get that call, so that's good. Very nice. So that's good. They had 1 runner on. The Dragons had 1 runner on with 1 out. Now they have no runners on, 2 outs. There's 1 strike, and here comes the next pitch, right down the middle again, and the same result again, a single into right field. So the last 3 batters have put the ball in the same spot, basically, into right field and gotten either a fly out or a single. It's just that the last two batters haven't gone too deep with it and were able to get singles rather than fly outs. So they got a runner on first again, but the Carp do have 2 outs. So let's see if they can get a force at second or first here. Next batter is number 55, Osakawa. Osakawa's got a hit base on balls today. He swings at the first pitch. Oh, he hits it straight to the second baseman, and it bounces off of him. The runner's able to advance to third base. Tanaka, number 2, who was on first base, he's able to advance to third on this, what appears to be an error, a fielding error on the second baseman. Everybody's safe. A hit right up the middle. It seems that Kikuchi was playing second. And it was a hit right off the end of the bat, went right up the middle under the pitcher's feet. Kikuchi, he just didn't get his glove down low enough. It went right under his glove, hit his foot, bounced up in the air. He didn't know where it went. And by that time, the runner was already up and moving to third. So now the Dragons have runners on the corners with 2 outs. They're going to give him an error. They should. Should have caught that ball. Who knows if they'd have been able to get an out, but still, that was just a bad play. Sho Nakata, the hero from earlier, he's up to bat, takes a curveball straight in for a strike. Several innings ago, with 2 runners on, in this same exact setup with runners on the corners, Nakata hit one off the wall in, I guess you could say, left center field, drove in 2 runs. He's facing 1 strike, no balls right now. Here comes the pitch. He takes a strike at it, but that leads to strike 2. He fouls it away into the crowd. It's so sad because Kemna was looking good at first, but he just kept giving up these little hits to right field. And then when this bad hit up the middle, the bad fielding by Kikuchi, they do have 2 outs and 2 strikes on Nakata. So hopefully they're able to get a strike here and end the inning, take their last opportunity to come from behind because they are down by 4 runs. They don't need to make it worse here. Everybody's set. Here comes the pitch. Nice curveball. Gets him swinging. Strike 3. And Nakata staring down the pitcher like, what was that? So Kemna, just like the last couple of pitchers, gets into a jam and then is able to get out of it. Okay, this is it for the Carp. This is do or die time. Up until this point, you can see here that not only do they have nothing but goose eggs through 8 innings, but they only have 2 hits. And those hits came in the same inning, back to back. But before that and after that, the Carp have done absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. They're showing some highlights from the game right now, but if you're a Carp fan, there's really nothing to see. So right now they're showing the highlights, the 2 runners on base. Yano comes up, grounds into a double play to end the inning. That's not a highlight I'd want to keep reliving. Then they show the 4th inning where they actually had a runner on. Flew out to center field, out to the warning track. They were threatening, but nothing came of it, just like the other innings. In the 5th inning, they had another simple inning where they just basically were 3 up and 3 down. In the 7th inning, Yanagi was still pitching. Was able to strike out the side. Yanagi's just had a really good game, a really good pitching game. Now the Carp are facing a different pitcher. So we get to see if they could start unloading. That would be funny. It'd be sad for Yanagi to have such a good game, just a two-hitter shutout going, and then for his reliever to come in and blow the game. But of course, I'm a Carp fan, so I would like to see that very much myself. But here we go, everybody. It's the bottom of the 9th. This is the last chance for the Carp to either tie or win the game. But they're going to have to put up 4 runs to get to that point. Chances are, the way they've been playing so far today, that's not going to happen. But stranger things have happened. I mean, the Astros did put up 4 runs in 1 inning earlier today to take the lead and ultimately win the game. So maybe the Carp can put up 5 and win the game. That would be great. Chunichi has a foreign pitcher in the game, a foreign reliever. Very first pitch goes straight to the second baseman. He tosses over to first. And just like that, 1 pitch went out. Number 92, who is that? Who's pitching for Chunichi? I don't see the update here yet, so I don't know. It looks like it was Futamata. Is that right? Is that who was batting? Shogo Akiyama is now batting, the center fielder. First pitch is a swinging strike. Here's the second pitch, another swinging strike. He's taken 2 fast ones, 2 heaters right down the middle, 155 kilometers an hour, and he missed both of them. He's been behind on both. Here comes the third pitch, high and outside, 153 kilometers an hour. So the pitcher's bringing the heat. That one's just too far outside. Here comes the 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. Called strike 3. He just let that one drop in there. Yep. I'm not surprised to see Akiyama's bat go like that, because that's just kind of the way the Carp have played today. Very uninspiring. Don't look awake. Don't look like they care. That's just kind of the way it's come off to me. Next batter is Takeyoshi Noma. Takes a strike. Noma hasn't done anything today. Here's the second pitch. Well, he's done something now, finally. He's got a single into left field. Left fielder brings it in pretty quick, keeping him at first base. So that's the only 3rd hit of the day for the Carp. And it comes with 2 outs in the 9th inning. Carp still got a long way to go and little chance to get there. But as I said before, stranger things have happened, so we'll see. Is this Kikichi? Or this doesn't look like Kikichi. It looks like they got a pinch hitter. Yeah, that's right. Pinch hitter comes in for Kikichi. Kikichi hadn't done anything today. He batted several times and didn't get any hits or bases on balls. The very first pitch is hit right back to the pitcher. He burns it over to first base for the 3rd out. And that's it. Real simple. So the pinch hitter doesn't do anything. He just grounds it right back to the pitcher. The Dragons put down the Carp in a very uninspiring fashion, which is no surprise considering that's how they played the entire game. Let's take a look at the final stats of the game. I'm going to refresh this and see if we can get some final stats. It's still saying it's the middle of the 9th, but it's not. The Carp are going to move to exactly 500 for the season so far, 14 losses and 14 wins, while the Dragons are going to come closer to being at 500, but still under at 15 wins, 17 losses. In today's game, check out these stats, okay? The Dragons had 11 hits, scored 4 runs, and had 1 error. The Carp had 3 hits for the entire game. Only one of those hits came off the reliever in the 9th inning. The other 2 hits were off the starter. So off the starter, they were only able to get 2 hits. They scored nothing. And they only really threatened to score 1 time in 1 inning. And that was when they got their 2 back-to-back hits. Other than that, they didn't really do anything. The game overall was uninspiring. The starting pitcher wasn't bad, Cudi. He actually didn't do a bad job. He only gave up 2 runs. But the Carp weren't able to support him and just never looked like they were there with their bats. Their bats were just never in the game. So pretty sad stuff. Let me see where my there it is. Okay. Sorry, there wasn't something more interesting for this game today. The Carp played basically the same way they played in the last game that I called, and I'm hoping that when I do call the next game, it'll be a little more exciting. I'll be able to actually put the score and the current status of the game on the screen for you, so you don't have to just look at me. But that's all for today. That's all I really have for you today, and I hope that for those of you who stopped in to take a look, you saw something interesting. But I will be changing this and moving it over to the live streams of the games over to my other channel after tomorrow. So I hope you're able to join me there if you're interested. But if not, continue to follow me here for Japan-related updates. But that's pretty much it for today. Thanks for joining, and I will see you next time. See you.